That's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Hello, everyone who just loves the delicious dairy taste of cheese grommet. I am BorderWise, and welcome back to From the Depths, and more specifically to another Patreon build event result video type thing. So, it is now, January, February? It's now March. February's building event over in the BorderWise Patreon Discord, links are in the description and the pinned comment, probably, was cheese. We are all familiar with cheese and From the Depths. Cheese is subjective. This giant decoed stone wedge, it looks pretty cheesy to me, not the cheese we're talking about. So, cheese is basically using an exploit. That is my understanding of it. It's using something that's a little bit too good. Something better than it should be. So, some people consider bouncing airships to be cheese because it's taken advantage of the fact that, like, the From the Depths AI and, well, like, computers in general are not great at at predicting curving movement. Some people would say that, spin blocks, like, I don't know, spin blocks, azipod, stuff like that might be a bit cheesy because they're not subject to the same rules as propulsion. Yada, 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 we will explore cheese. I will get rid of our friendly cheese fortress, and I'm going to drag in things from... Wait, where did I put it? Oh, no. Oh, no! I had it open and then I deleted it. Quick, future me, put some cheese on screen right now as a placeholder. My gum, you better remember to do that. Okay, let's go. Constructables. Discord craft, Patreon building events, and yes, cheesecraft. Alright, in no particular order, I guess we're just going down in alphabetical orders. We have the ASF Arrow SE Campaign Degenerate by Azusa. Now, I did a Weird and Wonderful on the Arrow many moons ago, I believe. Maybe I didn't, I don't remember. Whoops. But this is apparently a more cheesy version, so... what could possibly be cheesy about this? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of sub-objects. Lots of sub-objects. But are they what I think? I think mainly the cheese of this particular version of the Arrow is that... the hell am I looking at here? Okay, those are railguns. Where is the... what is that? That is some kind of telescopic piston. And it has an... oh, no. Oh no. Oh no, it's the rubber room. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's the rubber room. Oh no. Uh-oh, it's the rubber room. Oh, we know this. Oh, if we're building on that, hold on, there's that. Wait a minute. This makes no sense. How? How indeed. Alright, hold on. We can figure this out. If we build onto this. Build onto this. Well, we're just gonna have to see here. Let's throw this arrow against something vaguely the same cost as it. Let's throw it against... well, throwing against the Erie is not going to do anything, because I know for a fact that Azusa really likes bouncy, evasive airships and tends to sneer at Cram as a direct result. Alright, this is standard Arrow stuff so far. Oh, yep, there it is. There it is. There's the rubber room. There's the rubber room. And that lag is presumably... yep, that lag is presumably the game stuttering, as it actually has a whole separate vehicle trapped in there. Actually, I'm curious. If we go here... Arrow heal box. Yep, that's the one. It's basically just the arrow, but it's got... alright, let's explain the rubber room thing. So... repair tentacles can only repair other vehicles, but when they're on a main vehicle, they can repair sub-vehicles. They used to do it the other way around as well. That got patched out. However, if you have your main vehicle... be basically just a rubber box with some repair tentacles in it and some material storage, and you build an entire sub-vehicle around it, or in this case, prefab one, what that means is that you have the main vehicle repair absolutely stupidly quickly. So let's Let's throw this against something a little bit better at hitting an evasive target. Let's throw that at... Contingency, the Gorse. Let's throw it at the Sovereign and see what happens. Because the Sovereign has a honking big railgun. It has lasers, and you can immediately see that the repair tentacles are just repairing very, very quickly. And it's managing to evade a lot of the railgun shots, and am I seeing repair tentacles? Yes, I am. So, congratulations, Azusa. You're demonstrating the rubber room. The rubber room... This is banned in Niter for bloody good reason, by the way, because this would be... Like, you thought the Gravitas and the Laniakea were already bad? Imagine if they did this. Imagine if the only part of them you could possibly hit at all was the thing that was being hyper-repaired. So flanking does nothing against this, because the rubber room repair tentacle is like... It's freaking, like, in there. See, I am a little bit confused how it's doing this. Is it just because it's on pistons? I'm very confused. I actually genuinely don't understand how Azusa managed to do this. Maybe it's the... Wait, hold on. Hold on. Separators. Hold on. Oh. Yep, that's how she done did it. You put something on a separator block and it, like, it manages to do this. It's repairing. Oh, it's a sneaky rubber room. Sneaky deaky. Sneaky deaky beaky. The Sovereign is currently losing because it cannot repair this nonsense. Well done, Azusa. I hate it. Sovereign's pretty cool, on the other hand. If it was more pointy on both sides, it would basically be like an upside-down version of the canoe monitor that I always tend to build by default. What are these? I'm guessing Sabot Fin. No, not Sabot Fin. This is the Arrow. This is before... Sabot Fin was all the rage. In case anyone doesn't know, that's not cheese per se, it's just a really good shell. Sabot, Stabilizer Fin, and the rest is gunpowder. It's just a really good shell, because it's so accurate that it doesn't need recoil absorbers at all, which means it's really awesome if you want to get a railgun to just spam it. Very nice. Alright. Alright. I showed my desktop! I hit the Windows key. Can you ever forgive me? Has the Arrow managed to take any damage whatsoever? This is horrible. And lovely. I love it. And hate it. Alright, well, that's the first cheese vehicle. And, again, just to go over what's actually happening here, we've got, sub-vehicles on separator blocks in there, that apparently have they separated off? They have separated off, and they're just held in the rubber room, and now they're repairing the hell out of the main craft. Naughty, 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 naughty. I forget where I first heard of that. Actually, I do remember when I first saw that. It was ages ago. It was on the From the Depths forums. Somebody asked me to look at a thing, and it was like that. And I hated it because it was, well, cheesy, and it didn't even look particularly good. At least the Arrow looks nice. Anyway, let's move on and do more cheese. Alright, so here, what is next? Alright, so now we've got the F-25 slightly spin-clipped by GS Nairb. Let's see. How fast is this? Top speed is very fast. How spin-clipped could this possibly be? Ah, that's pretty spin-clipped. That's pretty spin-clipped. Ah, spin clipping is like a classic form of cheese, because From the Depths, you can just kind of place blocks inside each other, then have an incredibly compact little thing. If I do this, if I do power word remove sub-object, what do we have here? We have something in which all the internals fell out. What's even in here? What is the main body of this thing? Absolutely nothing. Not even the AI is in there. Oh my god, they're solid blocks. Oh, that's wonderful. Whoops. Let's, I should probably get to the correct folder. Let's go... Major on building events. Don't look at that. That's private. And let's just do that. This is 100,000 materials, while only being like 30 meters long. Alright, let's throw this against 100,000 materials worth of stuff. Let's throw 100,000 materials worth of, let's throw it against the Chrysal just to see what happens. It is going a little bit cuckoo crazy. It just zoomed. The Chrysal, oh right, I remember the Chrysal. Oh, that was a poor Chrysal. Ah, spin blocked everything. Oh, spin blocked missile, spin blocked particle cannon. Yeah, with like the volume, let's see, this thing is 30 meters long, 25 meters wide, and height of 7, but with a volume of almost 1,500. And over 700 blocks. That is hilarious and silly. It also, wait a minute, hang on a minute. It has projectile avoidance too, which is not cheese, per se. Yeah, this is like, this is less obvious cheese. Like, if you looked at this, you'd only really notice that something was off by seeing the damage of the particle cannon in there. But this is definitely respectable cheese. And by respectable, I mean disrespectable cheese. How dare you, GS Nerb? How dare you? How many missiles are stuffed in here, actually? Hold on. Ah! If we shrink everything... Alright, yep, it's just basically jammed a whole bunch of stuff inside each other. What happens if you hit this with an explosion? Is this still the thing? If we do this... Yeah, no. That was a... how much was that? That was a 10,000 point explosion. That didn't do much because technically it's a solid lump of armor. And it doesn't affect blocks that are on spin blocks, at least not like that. I think that was still the case. I don't know. Why did my phone bing? Why did my phone bing? Why did my phone bing? It was Discord. Alright. Just Nerb. Someone had to do spin block cheese, and I'm glad you volunteered as tribute. Let's move right along and let's load the next thing. Alright then. LTFAD by KRET. Alright then. What is this? Does this thing do suborbital nonsense? No, it's entirely made. It's entirely made out of RTGs. Oh, I know what this is gonna do. So if we spawn... Yep. I know exactly what this is going to do, because this is what I was thinking with my one. Let's see here. Circle at a distance. Yep. Yep. So if we spawn in something expensive, let's spawn in the extinction. Alright, so this thing has managed to take damage immediately, which was not ideal. Yep, nope. I hate to say it, but I think my cheese thing was better. Bad example. Alright, so let's throw it against something that does not use hit scan. Let's throw it against... Hold on, let's refill everything. Reload all. Refill energy and material. So what this thing is doing is basically it is an RTG-powered spacecraft. And if you throw it against... Ooh, alright, that should do it. Let's see how the Venator handles this. Where is the Venator? There it is. It still has high velocity APS, so it might be able to shoot this dead. Hold on, let's just double check what blocks are on here. It doesn't have any repair bots. Ooh. It does move at 203 meters per second, so... The whole idea behind this is that this thing is very hard to shoot down, it never runs out of fuel, and so what happens is... this is just going to run out of materials. This is one of the lamest forms of cheese, and I should know because I've done it before in campaigns, and everyone hated it, including me. So you see, especially against stuff like this that does not have good hit scan weapons, it is burning through materials quite reasonably quickly, which means so long as your thing doesn't get hit, you will eventually win. This is video gaming on the same entertainment level as watching paint dry. So, This is the really moldy kind of cheese, where you just basically are waiting for the enemy to run out of materials and then despawn. This is only really a valid, barely considered a valid strategy. This is only really a strategy that works because of scuttle settings. Back in the days before scuttle settings were a thing, you couldn't really do this because what would happen is the thing would run out of resources, fall into the water, sink to the bottom, and then just kind of stay there. And then, well, you'd have to, teleport to it as Rambot and then finish it off the hard way. So, yeah, this is a nasty, nasty form of cheese, and I'm very, very disappointed in you, KRBT. Man, I hope I remember to put their name on that, otherwise I'm going to be very embarrassed. I'm very disappointed, but I'm just as disappointed in you as I am with myself, because I did the same thing. So this is slightly cheaper. This is called the Material Drainer, and so there's a few differences here. Firstly, this thing uses hover movement and constantly bounces up and down. It has a laser on it, or a laser designator. That's entire job is just to trigger smoke on things that have it. It's horribly inaccurate, so I don't think it actually does anything. Maybe it just has emotional support. Let's teleport to the other guy. Teleport. Teleport. Uh-oh. It also has repair bots, I should mention. So this thing has just enough repair bots to repair it if it gets hit by anything. You'll see there, it's a little bit more chunky. And repair bots. Yep, this particular engine gets shot off a lot. Let's see, is that getting repaired? Yep, there we go. So this is not RTG powered, but it sips at resources delicately with its pinky out, so it is a lot cheaper, and in practice, because it's using these supercharger engines, in a campaign, if you get a whole mob of these things, basically by the time the enemies manage to shoot down one of them, it's run out of most of its materials. So yeah, it's exactly the same plan, and that laser designator is not managing to do anything. I should really have removed that. Oh well. But yeah, basically the same idea. I think a combination of the two would probably be best here. Uh-oh. RTGs are a good idea, but they're expensive. I think the laser... We really need to duct tape a tracker onto this or something. Actually, if I'm a silly Billy... and if I do this... I'm allowed to do this because it's my video. And save that. Material Drainer cheese. Is that laser designator actually on target now? It is! I can see smoke. There we go. Massive improvement. Oh, look how fast that thing's burning through materials. Perfect. It's also screwing with its own cameras now, which is very, very nice. Very nice indeed. And of course, this does not work very well against anything that has a decent laser that can shoot straight up. Or a particle cannon. So yeah, this is abhorrent cheese, and I'm very disappointed in myself. And if you're not disappointed in me, please say why, because you should be! This is cheese! This is nasty, nasty cheese. I think I'm also going to throw this video into the cheese tactics playlist, because I haven't put anything in there for a while. Okay, so final cheesy thing. Let's restart the designer, because I don't feel like scrolling all the way back down. What is this? The Speedbird 1 by Beluga. Right, so what am I seeing here? Oh, I know what this is. I know what this is! I tried to do this myself, and couldn't quite figure out how to make it work. This is the 45-degree thrust, cheese, so to speak. So, the game has a strict speed limit on craft that's pointing straight forward. It's already going way over the speed limit. It's going at... So, yep, there we go. It basically has unlimited speed. If I click off now, yep, there it goes. I think it occasionally just resets. Yep, there it goes. It's at 500. It's over 500 meters per second now. I forget what the speed of sound is supposed to be, but it's like... This thing can do laps around the whole map, probably. So let's try that. Go over there, go over there. We're gonna do an air tour of Niter because why not? Why not indeed? Let's go there, let's go there. Right, so we're now doing about 700 meters per second. So, let's explain how this works. If you have something like this... Is that spin blocked? No, it's decoed. If you have a propulsion component, let's say a steam jet, if it's pointing backwards, there it is basically got the hard speed limit of, 250 meters per second applied to it. That speed limit does not apply, well, it's not encoded, into stuff that's pointing up or down or to the sides. But then, if you go in here and set the pitch angle to whatever it is, to point slightly backwards, some of that thrust is going, well, backwards. And once you get a critical amount of this kind of nonsense, I think we're hitting the border of the land. Are we? No, we're not. Once it's, basically, it's harder to get it up to maximum speed, but once you do, there it goes. This thing doesn't really have a speed limit. We're going, yep, there we go, 1,000 meters per second, 1,400, 1,500, 1,600, 1,000, slowing down a little bit. Mind you, don't crash into land there, mate. Slowing down a little bit because we re-entered the atmosphere for some silly reason. This thing actually could slow down really quickly. What the hell? What else is going on in here? Absolutely nothing by the looks of it. Let's see here. And it's just got a whole bunch of, let's see, what is that? Alright, circle at a distance. What is it, circle at a distance? Alright, so let's do that and spawn in... Let's spawn in a hapless Marauder. I'm sure the Marauder will be able to shoot this down. That makes sense, doesn't it? Jeez, that thing's fast. So yeah, this thing is now orbiting at a speed that I think even hit-scan weapons would struggle with, because From the Depths AI, I don't think... is really rigged to, like, wow, I thought my space cheese was better. Look at this! Whee! And just fires lots of missiles. So here's the really fun thing, you can combine all this cheese. And, like, imagine if you did that with an RTG-powered, craft, and then put a laser on it. You'd have something that never drains resources, and moves at, like, the max speed limit, so to speak. Why didn't I think to use steam jets? I guess I'm not fond of them. But yeah, this thing is absolutely ridinky-dink. How does this thing turn? Let's see here. That's just set to 4. That's actually very cunning. Is this set to pitch? What's controlling the pitch on this thing? Nothing by the looks of it. How does this thing pitch up and down? Is there any breadboard? There is some breadboard. Aha! A breadboard that's not controlling anything. Interesting. How does this thing control its pitch? I think I just answered my question. It appears to have gone out of control. Oopsie daisy. Huh? What's happened? Oh no, the cheese! Wow, the Marauder has technically won. What the hell? Oh. Wait, what? Ah, something's turning it off. What's turning it off? Tell me your secrets. It's not because I collected the breadboard, is it? Hold on a second. Ah! Oh no, it's committing suicide. Oh no! Are there any ACBs on here? Why did it switch to... Why did it turn itself off? I don't understand what's happening. Oh, there's a wing in there. Interesting. Hold on a minute. What? What has happened here? Beluga, what sorcery have you wrought? Is that a bug? That can't be a bug. Hold on a minute. Nope, no ACB. What? Anything? Nope. I'm so confused. This thing just decided to turn off. I genuinely don't know. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Nope, it's just permanently off now. Now it's full of materials. And no, it's just off. Well, I'm starting to wonder, like, what the deal was here. Well, I'm very confused. Beluga, congratulations. You have bamboozled me. Your cheesecraft apparently turns itself off for no reason. How did it do that? I genuinely do not know how it did that. Okay, it's doing that now. And if we spawn in a marauder on dry land, that is what marauders do. It's going wiggle, 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 as it does. And it's got its behavior. It's got its maneuver. And I click in the breadboard. What has happened here? It's still moving, it's still doing everything it's supposed to. That is weird. That's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Hold on, if I turn it off, it does that, and I turn it back on, it's just fine. What the hell? Was that a bug? We're not an alpha test or anything. I genuinely don't know what happened. Congratulations, Beluga. Not only did you manage to make a very cheesy thing, you made a glitchy thing. And I'm so confused. And that's all the entries we have today. For like this this particular event. I need to go double check that I didn't miss anything though. If suddenly things get edited in, you know what's happened. So, thank you to everyone who submitted cheesy things. This is delightfully strong, nasty cheese that I believe everyone can appreciate it. And I think this is going to be the thumbnail just because, well, it's slightly pointy and that makes me happy, I guess. So anyway, it's going wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Look at that. And glitching out very nicely. Hooray! So thank you all so much for submitting cheese. And thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And do join the Patreon Discord if you want to get in on these building events. They are jolly, jolly good fun. I love to see what people build. Because everyone builds so different. It's great. It's awesome. We are artists as well as engineers over here and From the Depths. It's fantastic! And yeah, this is definitely going in the cheese folder. And yeah, do support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps and there's fun perks in it for you, aforementioned. Access to the Patreon Discord where we do these silly events like so. And I also build stuff for you and I will look at your craft, do art for you. I do art streams, by the way. We've almost finished, as of time of recording, drawing two dinosaurs for every letter of the alphabet. So that was a fun project, and it's taken a long time. I also have a secondary channel where I do other video game stuff. Links are in the description and in the pinned comment. Go check out all of those things, please. Please and thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and now this aircraft is starting to make me sick, so we better sign off right now. Farewell! A whale making such a fast flying thing.